This mini lecture will focus on choosing a speech topic. Before you can choose a speech topic, you must determine the general purpose of your speech. Your speech will have one of three purposes: to inform, to persuade, or to accentuate a special occasion. For the introductory speech, you are informing us. You will also be informing us during the informative speech. Now, there are different methods of delivery for a speech, and in this class, we will be delivering extemporaneous speeches. These are speeches that are prepared ahead of time and then are delivered from an outline. You may also, in your career, experience a manuscript speech. This is where you are reading something word for word. You may also perhaps memorize a speech where you are committing the words of a speech to memory, and the speech would be delivered the same way each time that is given. And finally, you may have an impromptu speech. This is where you have very little preparation or rehearsal ahead of time. Again, in this course, speeches will be delivered extemporaneously. You will be preparing the speech ahead of time. You will be developing a preparation outline, which will assist you as you practice your speech numerous times before finally recording. And then you will be taking that preparation outline and developing a keyword delivery outline. So how do you begin? Well, one of the benefits of this course is that you have the opportunity to learn about a variety of topics. Now, perhaps there are many things that interest you, and I will always encourage students to choose topics that interest them, something they're passionate about, something that they're knowledgeable about. So the first thing you want to do is create an idea bank. This is kind of like free association. Consider some of your hobbies, your interests, maybe your college major, some interesting life experience you had, maybe you traveled somewhere, or something that you've seen or read on the news that you would just like to know a little bit more about. Once you create an idea bank, you can go through that brainstorming session. Get a blank sheet of paper and just start writing things down. Don't eliminate anything at this point. Give yourself about 5 minutes to just jot down some ideas. You can then look at your idea bank and see if there are any of those topics that stand out for you, and some that you could perhaps narrow into a topic that might be a little bit more manageable for your speech. Oftentimes, students will have a subject area, and it won't be quite narrow enough to be a topic that is manageable for a speech for the time limit that is given. So let's take a look at narrowing examples. Let's say that you have played soccer for many, many years. You have always been interested in soccer, and you would like to deliver an informative speech about soccer. Well, soccer is a very broad topic. There are lots of different things we could talk about with soccer. We want our audience to understand as much as possible about soccer, but we would never be able to do that in a 7 to 10 minute speech. So what we'll need to do is narrow our topic ideas down from our very broad topic of soccer. Perhaps we are interested in educating our audience about U.S. soccer, something that's very different from European soccer. Perhaps we want to look at the history of soccer. Perhaps we want to look at the rules of soccer, or what type of equipment do you need to play soccer. Maybe you have a few famous soccer players that you really like, and you would like to deliver an informative speech about some of the famous soccer players. That would take your broad topic of soccer and narrow it into topics that are slightly more manageable. Now, once you have narrowed your general topic to a more specific topic, you can now adapt your speech to your audience. And I'd like to emphasize that again, adapt your speech to your audience. We know that in this class, we have students from a wide variety of backgrounds, and so that any topic that we choose will need to be adapted to the audience to which you are delivering your speech. Remember that public speaking is audience-focused. And so while you may be very interested and passionate about your topic, you should always be asking yourself, what do I most want my audience to know? How can I organize this so that my audience understands this topic just a little bit better after listening to my speech? So start with the topic that you are excited about, something that perhaps you're a little knowledgeable about, and then adapt it to your audience.